Listen to this, alone in the dark.
I was in the underground parking structure of my apartment building when it happened. It was late, close to 1 in the morning, and I had gone down to grab something I left in my car. The garage is always the same. Low concrete ceiling, white lines faded on the ground. The air smells like oil and damp cement. My footsteps echoed as I walked toward my spot. I remember hearing the hum of the overhead lights and the distant drip of water somewhere near the far wall. Nothing felt wrong at first. My car was exactly where I left it. I unlocked it, opened the back door, and reached in for the bag on the seat. That's when I heard a car door shut behind me. Not close, a few rows over. I froze and looked up. No headlights, no engine running, just rows of parked cars sitting still. I stood there, listening. The garage was quiet again, except for that soft, dripping sound. I told myself someone else had come down and already left. I shut my car door and locked it. My key fob beeped loud in the open space, and the sound bounced off the concrete walls. I started walking toward the elevator entrance at the far end. Halfway there, I heard it again, a car door closing, this time closer. I stopped and turned slowly. A black SUV 2 rows over had its driver door open. I was sure it had been closed before. I stared at it, waiting for someone to step out. No one did. The overhead light above that row flickered once and steadied. I felt my chest tighten. Hello? My voice carried too far. It came back to me from the walls. The SUV door began to move. It didn't slam. It closed slowly on its own until it latched with a soft click. I felt the skin on my arms tighten. I took a step back, then another. My shoe scraped across the concrete, and the sound seemed too loud. A shadow moved under the SUV. Not a trick of light. It slid from one side of the vehicle to the other, low to the ground. I couldn't see a body, just darkness shifting where it shouldn't. I stepped sideways to get a better angle, and that's when I saw it fully. It wasn't under the car. It was pressed flat against the ceiling above it. A shape darker than the concrete. Long arms and legs spread wide, clinging to the surface like it was weightless. Its head was turned toward me. Its eyes were open and reflecting the fluorescent lights, bright and colorless. I couldn't breathe right. What are you? Its head tilted slowly. Its fingers flexed against the ceiling. They were too long, bending in places that didn't look right. It didn't drop down. It stayed there, watching me. Then one hand let go. Its arm stretched downward, longer than it should have been able to reach, until its fingertips brushed the roof of the SUV. The metal dented slightly under the pressure. I turned and started walking fast toward the elevator door. I didn't run yet. I didn't want to hear it chase me. My footsteps sped up anyway. I pressed the elevator button hard. The light above it came on. I kept my eyes on the metal doors. I didn't want to look back, but I could feel it moving. I heard a soft scraping sound across the ceiling, slow, controlled, following the path above me. Please don't. The scraping stopped directly overhead. The elevator took too long. I could see my reflection in the brushed metal doors, small and shaking. The overhead light above me flickered twice. I forced myself to look up. It was there, directly above the elevator entrance, its body flattened against the concrete. Its face was inches from mine, separated only by the height of the ceiling. Its eyes were locked on me. Its mouth opened slowly, wider than seemed possible, but no sound came out. The elevator dinged behind me. The doors slid open. I stepped back into it without breaking eye contact. As the doors started to close, one of its arms dropped down fast and slammed into the gap. The doors bounced back open. Its hand gripped the edge of the elevator frame. The metal groaned under its fingers.
You saw me. The voice didn't echo. It sounded like it was inside the elevator with me.
I hit the close button again and again. The doors tried to shut, pressing against its arm, but they couldn't. The arm stretched thinner, compressing without breaking. Its other arm dropped down and caught the opposite side of the frame. It pulled.
The ceiling above the elevator entrance cracked. Concrete dust fell onto my shoulders.
I stumbled backward against the rear wall of the elevator. The lights inside flickered. It lowered its head into the opening between the doors. Its neck extended unnaturally, bringing its face level with mine. I could see details now. Its skin was tight and gray, like it had been pulled too hard over bone. Its eyes never blinked.
I didn't mean to.
The elevator lights went out completely. The emergency light didn't come on. In the dark, I could still see its eyes. They stayed bright. The elevator jerked violently, then stopped. The doors were still forced open by its grip. I felt the floor tilt slightly, like the car had shifted off its track. Its arms tightened around the frame. The metal bent inward. It began pulling the elevator car upward from the outside, lifting it by force. I felt my weight shift toward the back wall as the front of the car rose. My feet slid across the floor. I tried to grab the handrail, but my fingers slipped.
You shouldn't have looked up.
The elevator car twisted with a loud grinding sound. The ceiling panel above me buckled inward as its body pressed down from above. I could see its fingers punching through the thin metal roof one by one. 5 long shapes breaking through and reaching inside. They wrapped around my shoulders before I could move. The grip was tight and steady, not rushed, not angry. It pulled me upward toward the ceiling. The metal tore open around me as I was lifted. I felt cold air from the garage above. I saw the parking structure again through the gap in the elevator roof, the rows of cars, the concrete floor, everything still and empty. It dragged me fully out of the elevator and onto the ceiling of the garage. My body slammed against the concrete above, but I didn't fall. I stuck there. My chest pressed flat against the surface like something was holding me in place. I tried to scream, but the air felt thin. I could see the elevator below me, doors bent open, hanging crooked in the shaft. The thing crawled closer until its face was inches from mine, both of us attached to the ceiling. Its eyes stayed locked on me. Its mouth opened again.
Now you stay.
My hand slipped against the concrete. I couldn't move. I couldn't drop. My body felt like it was being pressed into the structure itself. I could feel the rough texture of the ceiling against my cheek. I could still see the rows of parked cars below, perfectly normal, like nothing was wrong. I'm still here. I can see the lights flicker every night. I can hear car doors open and close. Sometimes someone looks up for a second. Most of them don't.
If you're listening to this,
if you ever park somewhere underground and feel like the ceiling is lower than you remember, don't look up. It might already be there, waiting for you to notice it. If you have a horror story of your own, please feel free to drop it in the comment section. You never know. The next story could be yours. Subscribe to The Vault so you don't miss what comes next.